All right, today we are going to work on CNAP data. So the first thing you need to do is find the folder that says Studies in CVRL. It's a Dropbox folder, so you'll double click on that. And when you get here, you need to choose, depending on which study you're analyzing for, you'll choose one of these folders. So today we're going to do the exercise training study. So we'll double click. And at this point, to find CNAP, it should be organized according to the subject. So we will go to subject 5, double click, and then you can tell which ones are the CNAP based on this little, well, the little icon is slightly different, but also it will say acknowledge document. That's how you know it's from the CNAP, that's the BioPack data. So today we're going to do PLM, so we'll double click here on our PLM file and then wait for that to load. When this message appears, it's fine, we're not connected to BioPacks. It doesn't matter because we're just analyzing. So click on Analyze Only and it should pull up. And when it does, then we can exit out of this screen. We don't need it. And you can make this screen here as big as you want it. To do our CNAP data, we need to first look at the channels that we have. So if you look here, each of them has a number and it says mean next to it. We want the average or the mean of the values that we're looking for, but we have to change this number here, changes the channel or just changes what input is showing up. So in this case we want, in every case, we want mean arterial pressure as our first one, so channel 5. Then come to this next one, we want cardiac output as the next, so channel 6. We want heart rate as our next one, that's channel 7. And on the final one, we want systemic vascular conductance, so that's channel 49. Those numbers might seem random, or the values might seem random, but if you forget, then you can just look at the document, the template. The Excel sheet has what information is important to us. So right here you'll see mean arterial pressure, cardiac output, heart rate, systemic vascular conductance. And now we will scroll to find our first PLM. So the scroll bar is on the bottom right here. Pretty intuitive, but we need to scroll quite a ways over until we find the first PLM. You might have to do some finding here and click on some of these tabs to see what the file is. So in this one, they did a great job labeling it. It says PLM1 baseline. So we know that from this tag that we just clicked on, all the way 60 seconds to the next tag, or in this case, 86 seconds. So from this tag to this one, we want to find 12-second averages of the data inside there. The way that we're going to do that is using the keyboard. We'll do Control F, and when we do that, this window pops up where we can now choose fixed time intervals, and this allows us to choose our interval width, and this is in seconds, so we want it in 12-second averages, so we'll just do 12 seconds there. And our output, we want it to go into an Excel spreadsheet file, so we'll do save measurements there. And now what we can do is find in selected area. Now it will transfer that information into an Excel spreadsheet. we'll copy from the bottom up 5 rows. That's just because everything that we're doing with baseline is from the end of the recording. So that gives us the right value. Copy and paste into the Excel spreadsheet. So on this we'll do right click, and then we will paste using this icon, match destination formatting, and that gives us those beautiful values right there. And now we can proceed with the rest of the PLM. We did baseline, so let's come back here. To get to the other PLM data that we need, we'll scroll using the bar at the bottom, and then we're going to find the PLM data should be based off of movement. So the one that we did before was baseline. So for this one, we will look to see the label that says PLM movement, or has something about start movement, start PLM, but doesn't have anything about baseline. And then we can select, we'll highlight this area, tell the next marker, do Control F, and now we have our window pop up, and we're going to change this from 12 seconds to be 1 second intervals, and we can click to find those values in the selected area. Now we have these values here, and we simply copy up to 62 seconds, and we'll copy and paste those into the Excel document. So we'll start right here for pasting. We're going to right click here, and then we'll paste those values, and that will give us all of the values that we need for analyzing the PLM movement.